I'm suffering. I have to go back on what I said in all my freaking tier list videos. God, we're going to jump right into it. All of these teams assume that you're using Dart because he's in the party all the time. So
of course.
We're not hacking. We're not modding. Sony, don't sue us, please.
I do, however, need to come clean before we get into this. I've come here with a very clear agenda. I'm here for Kongol only. Damn it. It's reversed.
Justice for Kongol.
I'm here to represent the whole fan base, the whole Kongol fan base, the three of us.
I think you're going to have some good friends on my channel. Kongol stands. I want you to know Kratos stands with you, and I do not. No spoilers in the comments, please. We know accidents happen. Everyone in my comments constantly roasting me because it's a 25-year-old game, and I'm like, listen, it was re-released.
There's going to be new fans. We can't spoil it for them. It's worth the ride.
I hope they're going to be new fans, because who's going to watch this video otherwise?
1 hour later.
Dart, Lavitz, and Shana.
So this one's hard because it's kind of like your 3 OGs, right, in the game. I would put this like as a solid B. I think it's a strong baseline, personally.
So I would actually put this in the A tier, believe it or not. We'll have to fight about it a little bit. They literally can't die. And of course, this all assumes a casual playthrough, right? Where you're actually using Dragoon form, maybe a little advanced like Dragoon level 1 strategy. Shana can actually slap with magic.
That's her thing, You're not picking her for physical damage, so.
But in honor of your presence on my channel, why don't we start by putting this in the high B tier?
Eventually, we'll realize everybody's an A. By the way, I want to say I'm seeing that Kongol tier there.
It's because he's special. He is definitely on an IEP.
Don't let him hear you say that.
It's not bad to be on an IEP. It's an individualized education plan to make sure that he can get through school, because he told us in the game he can't read.
It's to help him out, to help him better himself,
Let's move on then to Rose and Haschel. This is a rough one. And you know what? Rose can do some really great damage right at the end of the game. I actually think this team goes in the C tier, despite Haschel being amazing. Rose is going to die.
And I don't remember how well her kind of like lifesteal spell does late game.
I'm pretty sure that Shana's Star Children will hit for more than Rose's level 1 Dragoon spell.
High C would work for this one because Haschel can make up a lot of damage. You are indeed lacking a lot of that sustainability.
Next is Rose and Meru. I'm going to start off with this one. I would put this into high B tier, I think. Meru and Rose are both so physically frail. Meru especially, but Rose later in the game is hugely frail.
I love Meru. Like, I'm a big fan. My go-to party is usually with Dart, Meru, and Kongol, of course.
And we're going to get to that party in a little bit. This makes me want to put Lavitz Shana back up in A. Can we make a move?
I think we can make an early move. Let's make an early move.
I think I'm moving Lavitz and Shana.
You've convinced me.
I would almost move Rose and Meru down to C. Like, they're going to die. And then you're only going to have Dart, and Dart can't revive anybody. Low B. Dart, Rose, and Kongol. I think you know where this one is going to go, unfortunately.
There are other combos of Kongol in here. I know it's going to be the Kongol tier.
I actually think this may legitimately be the worst team in the game. No one can heal. Kongol is slow. And Rose is going to die to everything.
Nothing survives.
Kongol through this.
I'll allow that one.
Okay, we have 1 point of agreement. Dart, Haschel, and Meru.
I'm gonna let you go first.
This is an easy S tier for me.
I was looking at it like, this is a good... I think I've played this game about 5 times through, and it's like, whenever I'm like, okay, let's not run Kongol this time, I've gone for Haschel and Meru, and traitor indeed. One time, it was one time, okay?
We're gonna drop them into the S tier pretty solidly. Dart, Haschel, and Kongol.
I like the sound of that team.
This team will not die physically.
And they will do a lot of damage.
Yeah. By the way, this is all assuming no legend casks. Yeah. I don't play that game. Where do you want to put this team?
I'm gonna go for an A,
A? I think holy guacamole.
The combination of that mustache and that mohawk together they make up for all the deficiencies there are,
you ship them. I actually think they're B tier. Here's the problem. Unless you get an extra bandit's ring and bandit shoes, one of them is going to be pitiably slow.
Haschel is speed. I think Haschel's speedy, right?
Haschel's very speedy. I would put my speed equipment on Haschel over Kongol because he'll do more damage, especially with Destroyer Mace at the end of the game.
I'm willing to meet you in the middle. Go high B.
I don't know if that's really where this belongs. Next is Dart, Meru, and Kongol.
Yeah, I'm going to petition for this one. I would put him
S. I put him in A. I say A. Meru just covers for Kongol perfectly.
Meru just makes up for the lacks of Kongol.
The big strength of Kongol is he only has 3 additions. If you're going to try to raise every single character, which no one should, don't raise every character if you're playing Legend of Dragoon. Eventually, just pick your team.
Unless you want to spend, 5,000 hours in the game.
If you pick Kongol, you're going to have him at max addition strength very early, and his weapons are so strong that you don't have to grind with anybody.
As much as I want to have an S for purposes of my love of Kongol and Meru together, it's a more realistic A than an S,
We'll see where everybody else goes.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Dart, Lavitz, and Rose. This one I have never played. I don't know how this team feels.
I only know how this team feels in the early game, because whenever Rose comes on, I bench Shana immediately.
You are so cruel, except I made a video all about how Shana sucks, which I'll link in the description to. If you say algorithm 3 times, Shana actually appears at your door. That's a Beetlejuice reference for all you kids out there. So I actually think this team belongs in the B tier.
Early game, this team kind of slaps. Until the point where you're eventually going to switch out Rose for Haschel.
I think it's B.
I wouldn't disagree there.
I feel like I'm sacrificing my children here. I love all my children equally.
I don't care for Joe.
Dart, Lavitz, and Grandpa.
Grandpa's really good. He's really good. I'd be tempted to put this either a high B or even an A.
I'm actually in between S and A tier. Like, I think it's borderline, probably more A tier, but it sounds like we sort of are in the same ballpark. So for now, we put it in A and we fight about it later.
We'll move it if need be.
Yeah. Dart, Lavitz, and Meru. There's only one place the team can go for me.
Is it S?
Yeah, 100% S.
It's like you're running better Kongol in a way. But, stat-wise, maybe just a little bit more balanced character.
The only weird thing about this team, or just about Lavitz in general, is that he's actually less magically bulky than Kongol. It is Rose Storm that fixes it. Honestly, if you said you can have one Dragoon in the entire game, it would be Lavitz for me. Not only because he's daddy, but
he did do something to Alfred.
Right?
I'm in agreement for S, as much as I love my Kongol.
Dart, Lavitz, and Kongol.
Here's a little one-sided on the physical damage. I'm a lover of brute forcing my way through situations. That's how I play video games.
That's how I date. I just brute force my way through it, and then I hope they just don't call me afterward, because if you can get them to break up with you, it is so much easier. People, listen, this is not about video games. This is just life advice. If you can get somebody else to break up with you that you don't like, instead of having to break up with them, you've won. You can tell all your friends it was his problem. Listen, I'm 35 years old and I know what
experience. He's got experience for the Zoomers, the Zoomers for Kongol in the chat.
But where would you put this one?
Now I want my next run to be this because I'm thinking of the possibility. I almost want to put this S because it kind of plays to my brute forcing. Use maybe one utility spell to take care of your problems, and then you move on through brute forcing.
That's spicy, man. No, I thought you'd be going for the waifus.
It depends on the game, I love how you've put me in a box, Fire Emblem YouTuber. He's gonna go for the waifus. I mean, I get it.
Loot, right? She's a little young for us, though. Okay, wait, Titania.
Switch.
We can agree that Titania. We can agree that Titania is
mommy.
She's MILF. Yeah, she is the Jennifer Coolidge of Fire Emblem. Yeah. And don't you just want to run your fingers through Titania's hair, though? Titania, just give me a minute here. I'm borderline A or B tier.
Let's do a high A on it for now.
Okay. Yeah.
We're reasonable people. We might end up throwing insults at each other in a few minutes.
There might be sand in your sandwich. Dart, Shana, and Rose.
I don't like this one.
No, I don't like this one at all.
I'm sorry to all the Shana fans out there. But she's no Tifa, that's for sure.
She is not Tifa. Rose is Tifa. Rose is Sephiroth, let's be real. This goes in either C or Kongol tier. We may have to change the name of the Kongol tier. The only thing is Shana can heal. She can't do anything else, and dead enemies can't kill you.
I'm going to say Kongol too.
We may change the name of the Kongol tier. There may be justice for Kongol.
I did it, comment section. I may have done it.
Dart, Shana, and Haschel.
This one sounds kind of good. I'm not going to lie. It's been a while since I last played Legend of Dragoon.
We get it. You're not that big a fan. Roast him, comments. Roast him.
I had to freshen up on some information, so I watch your videos a lot because your character analysis are on point.
Do you hear that comment section? Somebody likes my takes on these characters. One person. It's 1 point for me.
We'll take it. We take all the victories. And honestly, this kind of seems to complement itself a little bit. You got a healer, you got the damage.
Haschel's bulky on both sides. I put this in A tier, I mean, it borders on S tier for me. Dart, Shana, Meru. This was actually the first team I beat the game with. I used to love this team, and I think this team is C tier.
Really?
It has good damage, but it dies.
Consider this waifus.
This makes me want to move Dart, Rose, and Meru down to C and put this in B.
Yeah, because that's a better version of that.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do that. Dart, Shana, and Kongol.
I'm so torn.
I think this is a good team.
You're protecting some of your weaknesses. Like you got that, that balancing act that happens.
Solid A for me.
The more Kongol I see in the higher tiers, the happier I get. There's a reason my favorite character in this game is Kongol. It's not because he's bright.
It's because he's pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shana, she doesn't, do that thing that I like to do. Putting my monkey brain away from a more balanced perspective, I think you're right. Like, it's an A tier. It does the same thing as what Meru and Kongol would do, but I think Meru and Kongol does it.
I think they do it better too. I do. So let's go through our tiers. S tier, I don't have any objection to either of the characters in there.
Same.
Now let's look at this bloated
There's
AF.
too many people in A.
Yeah. Dart, Shana, and Lavitz versus Dart, Meru, and Kongol.
Gonna slide in here and just...
I think you're right. The only problem with this team, if you're thinking about like actual roadblocks, is Dragon Block staff. Kongol is just gonna get destroyed. Maybe we just say they're approximately equal. What about Dart, Lavitz, and Kongol? I don't think this stays in A tier.
It takes one really big, magic attack.
Dart, Lavitz, and Haschel. I think I still have a problem with this team. Only one of them is going to have bandit equipment. There's no healing, which maybe doesn't matter if you're not going to use Dragoon forms anyway. But if you are...
You need some healing.
It certainly is going to go lower in the tier. All right, what about Dart, Shana, and Haschel?
Yes. Meru, in my opinion, just feels like a better version of Shana.
We have Dart, Meru, and Haschel in S tier. I think they stay in A.
I think they're still, really good there.
What about Dart, Shana, and Kongol?
We already said that Dart, Meru, and Kongol is IA. Would that team be better?
No, I think it's
Shana.
far worse.
I think we do B tier here.
I think that this still represents justice for Kongol. Now let's look at the B tier, because now we really need to readjust.
Yeah.
The B tier is not as problematic as Andrew Tate, but it's getting there, So, Lavitz, Haschel. Oh, look at that. My boyfriend made me fresh breadsticks. Who cares about sex? Just get a boyfriend who cooks for you. Dart, Shana, Kongol. Dart, Lavitz, Kongol. Dart, Haschel, Kongol. I don't think all three of those are going to stay in the B tier. I don't think
We're going to move them up.
Goodbye. See you, folks. I already know that Dart, Lavitz, Rose is not staying in the B tier.
I'm in danger!
That has to go to the C tier, right? Dart, Shana, Kongol versus Dart, Lavitz, Kongol. Dart, Lavitz, Kongol is at the bottom of this tier, at the very highest.
We have disrespected Rose so much.
Her journey needs to come to an end.
I like Haschel and Kongol more than I like Shana and Kongol, but they have the problem of no healing.
We're fighting. Maybe we just say they're equal. But actually, let us know in the comments whether you think Dart, Shana, Kongol or Dart, Haschel, and Kongol is a better team. Both of those teams versus Dart, Shana, Meru.
So squishy.
It's going down. Who really likes to smash?
It's Kongol.
Kongol chop. Meru smash.
That axe hasn't been sharpened in 96 years.
Are we really leaving Dart, Lavitz, and Kongol in the B tier? Are we? Is that a concession that I'm making to you because I want you to come on my channel again?
For us monkeys, if the best we can do while brute forcing our way through the game is B tier, I think that's fine.
C tier is all the ones that used to be in B tier. All of Rose's teams are in C or Kongol tier.
They rename the Rose tier.
I think we're renaming the Kongol tier to the Rose tier. Okay, the Rose tier.
We did it.
I'm suffering. I have to go back on what I said in all my freaking tier list videos. God.
The agenda is complete. My propaganda is complete.
Dart, Shana, and Meru. That's too squishy. Let's move Dart, Lavitz, and Rose above them. Which means now Rose is not in the bottom 5 teams of the game. She's in the bottom 4 teams.
We extend an olive branch to all Rose fans. Bring her to B in one of her teams.
No, I don't think so. Kongol has double the HP that Rose does. Half of the magic defense, but has about double the physical defense. And then let's just talk about the bottom of the barrel for a second here. The Rose tier. It's like when you bite into a tomato and you realize it's just totally rotten on the inside and you get that sour taste in your mouth, but it's too late. You can't just spit it out. You have to swallow it.
Kongol can ride coattails like nobody can.
If I had to redo my tier list now, I would literally make a Rose tier. I literally would. The only reason she was ever in the higher tiers was because of early game. Her purpose in the early game is to die during boss battles so that more EXP gets distributed to your off-field members.
Yeah, because she's the only one who doesn't get a solo battle at some point. Honestly, I think Dart, Rose, and Shana are arguably a little bit better than Dart, Rose, and Kongol. You're gonna die a lot on that one.
Honestly, I kind of think they're equally bad, but I do think Dart, Shana, Rose inches up just a little bit because of the speed.
It's like you're judging cat poop versus dog poop. They're both bad. We've hurt the feelings of somebody.
If your feelings are hurt, what I want you to do is hit that dislike button. Leave me a comment telling me why your feelings are hurt. I feel for you, and I want you to be happy with your life. Kratos, where can everybody find you?
On YouTube at KratosMVN _ play Fire Emblem. That's kind of my vibe. I do solo runs.
No! Don't do this to me! And I will put a link to Kratos' YouTube channel in the description. Bye-bye. See you in the next one.